welcome back, or I guess hello. This one's probably gonna go up before the other one. Today I'm with Sabrina. I'm Nick, and we're gonna be reacting to
Nick, Sabrina.
Nick, Sabrina. Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah, yeah.
You know.
I'll make sure to link her channel down below. But today we're gonna be reacting to the Uncle Grandpa main title sequence from the guest directed shorts episode because we did the animation and stuff for this intro. Basically, it was like a recreation of the original intro, but in like a low poly 3D. So it's pretty different. Also, this view is like probably gonna be a little bit lower quality, but I'll have a link to the actual animation. You can watch it because we're gonna be pausing through this, so you can actually watch it on your own. There'll be a link.
I worked for Uncle Grandpa.
She did.
I was the very first digital production assistant, and yeah, I was the great realistic flying tiger artist for like the first. Oh, it's been so long. First 2 seasons. Or first season. Oh Jesus.
There was a lot of seasons.
Yeah, I think it was like a season and a half because I ended up leaving for Rick and Morty. But yeah, I was a digital production assistant.
Yeah, we went to the season finale party.
Oh yeah, the rap
party?
final rap.
Yeah, that was fun. We had those photo booth photos. We should find those.
Oh, I
think they're on Facebook.
they're on my Instagram too.
Okay.
I think I have them in my I have a box where I like, have all these like memory stuff.
Memory box.
And then I think I have the actual
Memory
hand
box?
photos of it. I'll send it to you later.
But let's watch this and we'll pause it and we'll talk about it as we're going through it. Okay. Boom. I don't think there's any audio on this.
Oh my god, it's so fast.
Yeah, it's so fast. I don't think there's any audio on this, but you know, it's fine. So there's all these props had to be made.
So I remember we're gonna probably play it a couple times.
Yeah, this one's
It's
fast.
really fast. So I remember Pete really loved Nick's because he used to just model for fun characters in 3D for fun, but he made it very low poly, so they were like retro looking. And Pete Braungart, he loved that, so he wanted.
Pete Braungart is the creator, as you can see here.
Yeah.
He's the creator of Uncle Grandpa.
He loved the low poly style, and he wanted it to look simple and like retro and stuff. So, oh man, I remember you had so much fun like making all of those assets, huh?
Yeah, you made a bunch of them too.
I don't remember which ones I did.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I do remember coming over your place when it was I think it was all done and or mostly done for the most part. Oh, was that Aunt Grandma?
Yeah, that's on Grandpa. I think she was the only thing different with this intro because they had the season 1 intro and then they had the season 2 intro, and I think she was added to the season, or maybe season. I think it was season 2, maybe season 3.
Something like that.
I'm not too sure what season it was.
No, season 2, because I remember I think doing some work.
Well, didn't they make like 2 seasons and then they like made season 2 like at season 1.5, and so it was like probably like I don't know.
That, yeah.
But this one was crazy. So like all of these are like 3D assets, and then I'd render them out and then like mesh them together in After Effects.
You also rendered them out in a specific lighting, so it was all flat lighting. Right?
Yeah, so I wasn't actually using any lighting. I was using something called I was using Lambert's. And Lambert in 3D is like a flat color. And I was also using something else too. Maybe it was a fawn. I don't remember. I don't remember all these terms. There's so many terms you learn while doing animation and stuff.
Yeah, we went to a school where we had a lot of 3D classes. So it was very unusual for during our time to go to Cartoon Network and like have 3D knowledge. So this was something that we had in our back pocket. I do remember coming over your place and editing most of the graph editor.
Yeah, on the floor. I didn't have a desk.
You didn't have a desk, so I was on the floor, and because I remember in 3D animation classes, I was really good at the graph editor, and making things like the pacing like smooth and like flow correctly.
Yeah, I don't even know if this is the final version as well. I think they might have slowed it down as well. But like so this is actually like 3 or 4 different scenes put together in composite, right? So So let me break this down for people in the next pass here. So we have this one. This is one shot in Maya, and then it goes to this, which was another shot, and then this is another shot, and then this right here. The reason he goes off camera right here, he goes off camera in the actual like title, but like this is where I did another transition. So now it's swapped over. So like boom, another shot.
That's tricky.
Yeah, a lot of this was really tricky. So a lot of this, the reason I did Lambert's instead of using like a toon shader or anything like that is because I manually wanted to make sure the colors looked right from all angles when they were like when I made it.
Instead of having lighting in there.
Yeah, and like I remember one of the hardest things were these little 3D like plane sets. This one right here, this baby over here, because like sometimes if you get too far, they sort of like stretch out and you can sort of see like parts you shouldn't see.
So nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
This was my first show that I like got my first job on.
And the only mistake I think I ever made was this fucking blue line right here.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah,
It
I
goes
don't think
by
anyone
so
noticed.
Fast.
Yeah, and it drives me insane because it didn't show up in After Effects, and then I saw it later and I was just like, fuck. And now everyone knows. But that just goes to show that, you know, mistakes make it all the way through. You know, you can have
I think it's cool to
20 people looking at something and not even notice one frame.
Well, I think it's cool to sometimes make mistakes because it's fun when the audience points it
Well,
out.
I remember when we were talking to Pete about this, I was like, do you want me to put in any like secret references, like your face in the background or something, like just to, you know, make it tweak? And he's like, no, we can't do any of that. You can't do any of that.
Yeah.
He
They were
was-
strict about that.
He was very strict with their
It
legal
wasn't
was very
him. It was
strict.
legal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Original part, I was gonna say something. Oh, the scribble parts. So those clouds. If you look at the original show, the clouds were always known to be just like big scribbles, like just scribble clouds. So I like how you did that. Are those just like spheres?
Yeah, they were just spheres.
And then you just scribbled somewhere.
Yeah,
and
I
then
just put on a scribble texture.
That's great.
It was really funny because like I honestly thought this part was like they wouldn't go for it because it looks so dumb, right? Like it worked, but like
But that's the thing. The whole style of this thing isn't supposed to look fancy.
also I think I spent more time modeling the van than I did anything else.
You did a good freaking job. That's amazing. And that curtain.
Yeah, and it works mainly because it's so cartoony and like honestly, you know, I had a lot. We had a lot of reference when we got this. You know, they gave us a lot of like I think model sheets of the
Oh,
props
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
And we did this one for. So this was the first gig we did together for Cartoon Network, and then we did the regular show one after this, a few months after that one, because they called us up and they were like, "Oh wow, we heard you guys did a really good." You know, honestly, I heard I think it was Ryan Slater who had reached out to us. I think he was the producer on.
So.
But he was apparently was it Brian Miller had like personally told him that we did a good job, and Brian Miller was I think he was the vice president at the time.
Yeah. Or executive
But we had to meet him for this project, and I remember we like first of all we had to reschedule that meeting like 9 times, and that was a nightmare because I was working like so far away, and so I was like trying to get a taxi to go over there, and I'd like the first meeting literally like they canceled on us literally at last minute, so I had to like have my taxi turn all the way around. And this is before Lyft and Uber were like really a thing too.
And Nick doesn't drive.
Yeah, I don't drive. I'm a hermit.
I do remember how we were asked about this project. I remember when I was on Uncle Grandpa, I showed Pete because Nick did a 3D loop just for fun
Mm-hmm.
of Uncle Grandpa. Was it the Uncle Grandpa with the pancake?
Yeah, it was Uncle Grandpa eating the pancakes.
Yeah, and I sent that to Pete, and he went nuts over it, and he loved it. And when this whole episode idea came around, like he thought of Nick and came to me and asked me if he'd be
But I mean,
interested.
even then, like I think by the time the episode was finally, because I think most of the episode was done when we were like officially brought on. I think they were like,
But they were talking about this episode.
yeah, they were talking about it for a while. Yeah.
They knew what they wanted to do.
Well, this was like a special episode to them because they had Penn Ward, they had Max Winston, and Nick Cross,
and it was a filler episode because whenever they do like episodes like this one where they reach out to like freelancers and stuff, they can take a break in their production schedule because those people in house don't have to work on anything. They just send it out to the artists, the guest artists, and then they do their thing.
But I remember the first time I met Pete. So I went to LA Comic-Con, and Pete was doing a comic book signing. So I went there to go get a whole bunch of comic books. I was, it was like I wanted to go be like, oh hey, I'm Sabrina's friend. And then at that convention, I was like, oh by the way, I did that one thing, that the 3D thing. And I had almost forgotten to like even talk to him about it. And then right there and then he like gives me his email to like email him the next day, and then boom, that was like the week we started on it. So like conventions are like I don't think conventions are as good as they used to be now, because you can't really get that one-on-one experience. I remember when I was in line to get my comic book signed by Pete, there was like literally I was the first one there, and no one else was there. Also, I wasn't even gonna go to this convention. I want you to know I wasn't even gonna go to this convention. It was Halloween, and I went to a Halloween party the night before, and I got totally trashed. And my friend, who was like had to shoot something at the convention, was like, hey, I got an extra ticket. You should come. I'm like, oh, I want to go home and sleep. And then he's, no, come. And so he drags me along, and then like,
that's cool.
And then I randomly saw the comic book sign. I'm like, oh hey, I'll meet Pete.
So it was meant to be.
It was meant to be.
Especially when you tell yourself that you don't want to go somewhere, but then like something forces you to go, and then that happens.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But it was.
This one, I remember this one being quite stressful.
I think this was like maybe like 2 or 3 months long. I think the regular show one we did was like maybe 2 months long.
It was definitely shorter because it didn't. I don't know.
This one was a little bit easier to do because we just had to recreate the thing, but at the same time there was so many props, and they're easy props, but like it still takes time to do all of these little props.
Yeah, we individually like modeled these. Each of these assets were a file of their own, and then Nick got all of the assets and like compiled them all into the one scene, So, and I remember I was stressed out just because I was still working, and then he would bug me every once in a while saying, Sabrina, where's those assets?
I need those assets!
I need you to model this. Nick did the majority of the work. Like 98% of the work.
I think you modeled like a bunch of the smaller props, and then I know I had you help me with like some of the lip sync and like actual like Uncle Grandpa animation.
And the graph editor part.
Because I don't like dealing with that stuff.
Yeah.
I just like making things. I don't really care if it moves or not.
When you see in this, it's very limited animation.
But this was the whole vibe he was going for. He wanted that I want my MTV type of look.
Yeah, it works. I love this. It's so cool.
But let's go back here. But that's been our review of our review of this Uncle Grandpa intro that we did together. Thanks for joining me, Sabrina. You can check out Sabrina on her channel. And I'll put a link.
YouTube.com/Sabrina
somewhere.
Matty.
Oh yeah, YouTube.com.
I still have yet to see where these links are, Nick.
Yeah, they're hiding.
I don't see it.
Maybe it's down here. Nope. Okay. But thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.